Hello, everyone. Welcome to Single Life Today. Today we are talking to Suzanne Blons, the Beauty Shaman. Suzanne has been in the industry for 35 plus years. She used to be a model, which is very cool. I think that's exciting. And I'll let you tell her who some of the people that she's worked on. But she trained as a professional beauty consultant and does makeup. And she does makeup she just went to Costa Rica to do makeup for a photo shoot. And she is now a writer. She's a YouTube channel educator. She's an influencer. Is that the word? Influencer. And other things. But I want to let her tell you a little bit about herself. So Suzanne, I'm going to let you take it away.
Cool. Well, hi, ladies. Thank you for taking some time out. And I want this to be super duper practical. So I'm all about like helping you figure out how to do this look because it's a complicated look and it's a little bit harder to do. So, but yeah, I'm a professional makeup artist. So I go on I have certain TV shows I work on and photo shoots and I work with individuals quite a bit, but mostly it's on camera talent. So that's my main freelance business. So anyway, and I really enjoy it. I love what I do. I love working with older women. I love helping older women feel great and look great. And that's where my passion lies, which is why I started all this. So okay. So that being said, I want this to be very interactive, you guys. So please feel free to go, okay, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? And like interrupt me. And like, I'm looking at both of you and as well as Linda and maybe getting an idea of what you, might work for you. And I want to give you like direct input. Okay. Because that's what the bottom line is, right? I also have created quite a few videos on my YouTube channel. It's called the Beauty Shaman, where I teach this. So I really walk you through step by step. So after we're done, if you're like, yeah, I want to watch more, you can go on my YouTube channel and just put Smoky Eye. And I think I've done 3 or 4. So should be pretty easy to find something. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. And I love Jenny's got her mirror. She's ready to go.
I got my mirror. I'm ready.
That's awesome. So just to start off with, Jenny and I had been talking a little bit before we hit record about eyebrows, because if you're going to do a heavier eye look, you have to fill your eyebrows in. And Jean, I can see it looks like you've already filled your eyebrows in. Is that true?
They're pretty dark naturally, but I have to just put a little on the end to get to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important because otherwise it just looks weird, right? And you can do smoky eyes as an older woman. It does work. But that's one of the key components is you got to be sure that it's balanced because otherwise it's like lopsided right on our faces. So yeah, absolutely. So I have a very naturally kind of thick eyebrows. I know, don't hate me, but this is how they look. So, which is really cool. And sometimes I fill them in and extend them, but we're not going to do that today. So, because we're just doing something basic. Okay, so to start off with smoky eyes, do you guys have oily lids? Do either one of you have oily eyelids?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do.
So if your lids are oily, what happens when you use some of these darker colors, then it'll crease up really easily. We've all experienced this, right? So what I do in that case is I recommend you do an eye base, which is an extra item to have, but that way your makeup stays on your eyelids. If you have dry eyelids or crepey eyelids, then you have to treat that first with some serum or, get it so it's not dry because colors will not blend on dry skin. They just won't. It's going to look bad. And it doesn't matter what quality of product you're using. I have great products, but if someone has dry eyes, it's really, really hard to deal with. So we're going to start with an eye base. So this is an eye base by MAC. It's called Painterly. This is just one that I use a lot. And it's basically my flesh color. But I have different shades for different, because I work on all colors and all ethnicities. So I have to have products that kind of run the gamut. So I'm just go ahead.
Is it a cream base or a powder base?
Yeah, whenever you're using an eye base, it has to be a cream.
Okay.
So I'm big on using fingers. I'm very tactile as a person. If I met you, I would hug you, I would touch you. I'm very so I just kind of incorporate that into what I do because I'm, that's who I am. But a lot of people use brushes, whatever. So then you just put this all over your eyelid. So it's kind of weird here because I'm still in the little window, so I can't really see what I'm doing. It's kind of funny. But anyway, you just want to cover your eyes with this. Woo! And there's my computer going off. We're just going to suffer through that. Okay, so anyway, I've got a little mirror over here. I'll refer to my little mirror is what I'll do so I can watch myself. I don't know why it's not switching me over to the main view. Let me see if I can change mine. No, it doesn't want to do it. Okay. Anyway, c'est la vie. Okay, so that's matting that out. Oh, there I am. Yay. Okay.
All right.
I don't know why it was so slow and putting me on the big thing. So then we're going to do a color all over my eye. All right. So I'm going to use a color that I think, I'm going to use a gray. And one of the reasons I'm going to use gray is that everybody can do gray. Black is hard. And I'm looking at both of you thinking Jean might be able to do black, but it's still going to, it can be really harsh, right? As we get older, we want to stay away from really, really dark or really, really light, right? We want to diffuse everything. We want to keep it all very non-liney sort of looking. So we're going to avoid black. So I'm going to do a kind of a blue gray, and then I'm going to go with a charcoal liner. Just because my hair is dark, I can go a little bit charcoal. Jean, you could do charcoal. You could also do a warm brown. But Jean, on you, I would more want to do maybe like a grape would be beautiful on you, or gray, blue gray, because you have brown eyes, right, Jean?
No, my eyes are actually hazel green.
Oh, are they? So
Yeah.
grape, yeah, grape. That's a fabulous.
Find that purple shades, plum, things like that look pretty.
Total. Yeah, I have green eyes, so purple, plum, any of that is fabulous. And then Jenny, for you, I would go with the blue grays, or if you have that, or the neutral tones that you showed me earlier would work really well because of your hair color. I think when you have silver hair, you got to really go with like blue gray. Charcoals would be fine. I wouldn't go too blue or too green, like anything, or purple, like it's just going to look garish on you, right? So you want to stay within a smaller range. And Linda, we're going to talk about you too.
Yes, please.
Because you're here. So what color? Your eyes are blue, right, Linda?
They are.
Yeah, so blue gray is fabulous, and warm browns. Warm browns are great on blue eyes. So I would say definitely can do that. Cool. Okay. So, and interrupt me if you want to talk about something. Otherwise, I'm just rolling, people. So, all right. So I'm going to kind of try to stick to a palette here just for it to be simple. I'm a makeup artist, so I have a ton. Let me show you some of my makeup, right? Let me just do a little screenshot. Yeah. Look at this.
Wow.
So this is, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now I have a whole nother kit. So all of the ones at the bottom here in the black containers, that goes in my makeup kit that I take to photo shoots and stuff. So this is all what that is. The bin at the bottom is all my extras, which is crazy. And the ones at the top are just extras that I use in my videos. So, I mean, I have so much makeup, and it's very overwhelming for people because I can overwhelm people, and I don't want to do that with you guys. I'm trying to like not overwhelm people. But I'm going to use, this is Jane Iredale. I like Jane Iredale. Ooh, you can really see it there. But this is a quad, so it's a nice big palette.
Mm-hmm.
So this is called Naturally Matte. So these are all matte, which is great for older women. Although I have to say, I'm a huge fan of iridescent colors. And I am going to grab a couple just because I like a little glamour. And I'm not going to stop using glamour just because I'm getting older. All right, so we're going to do the blue gray. And I'm just going to use this brush. So it's just a nice kind of a crease brush, right? So it's a bit poofy, but it's got a tip to it, right? That's the brush you want to use, or something like this, which is the same. It's got a little bit more of a tip. So, but I'm going to use this one and dip it in the gray. And we're going to do to start off with what's called a wash. So you decide what that base color is going to be, and we're just going to use it everywhere. And then we're going to go back over it. So that, again, this is a smoky eye, which is a little bit more complex, and I'm really going to keep it to only a couple of colors, but let me know if I've lost you at any point here. All right. So
question. Am I going to use the darkest color, or the lightest, or the medium, or which one?
As you have that double lid thing, what I would do is do you have a color? I think you did show me one that's a neutral, but it's darker than your skin. Like I want to go about 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin.
Okay, right here.
Make sense?
Yeah.
But I think that's a good rule of thumb for everybody is go, when you're thinking about smoky eye, that's how dark you want to go, 1 to 2 shades darker. Okay.
Okay.
You included, Linda. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take this. Now I have I've got deep set eyes, but I've got a pretty pronounced line here. So it's good for demo for this kind of thing. So we're going to go in the crease. And if you don't have a crease, Jenny, it's okay.
Oh, I have one for sure.
Do you? Okay. And then we're going to just blend that in, and then we're going to take it over the top of your lid. So see, I'm making the majority of the color in the crease, and
Mhm.
then I pull it over my lid as well. So you're basically doing a wash of color all over your lid and all over the crease. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So and then you work with it. So one of the mistakes I see women make is they don't work with the product. You have to really get that brush and go with it. One of the other techniques that's really good is to do a circular motion.
Okay.
So that also helps. It just helps to really cover your lid.
And do you want it to come in so it looks dark, or like how much do
Well,
you
you
put
want
on?
the crease to be a little bit darker. So I'm having a hard time seeing in this,
Yeah, I can see that.
but in any case, I've got my little mirror here, so can make it with that. So yeah, so I want to make that crease dark, but I want the lid area to be dark too. You're just doing a wash, like it's just a wash all over. But you want it to be pretty evenly spaced as much as possible. So it's not blotchy, right? And that's why the circular motion really works. And you don't want to pull it all the way to the top either. So Jean, you have like these lovely high eyebrows. So that's good. You really want to keep that brow bone open right here. And you too, Linda. I mean, just really keep that, free. You don't want to get anything on there. Okay. We're just going to do one eye. I don't want to do the other one. It's too time consuming. So, okay. So see how that looks? So that's nice, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
How'd you do, Jenny, with that? I know you were doing it at the same time.
Good.
And you
Good.
use the light blue, the gray blue?
Yeah,
Mm,
good. It's hard for me to see.
I
Just
can't get it right. I can't get my computer right for you to see, but I
Yeah,
got it.
it's hard. Okay.
Jean, did you ask something? Did you just say something?
I said you use the gray blue on your eyes.
The gray blue on mine, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because I have green eyes, I really could go with the pink and purple, but I didn't. I just chose to do this palette. Okay, so now we're going to do the liner, and this is the part that's a little bit harder. So this is I've grabbed, oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Where'd it go? Yikes.
This is where I always have a problem.
It is a harder thing. I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong color, and I can't remember what I did with the other one. It's probably right in here. Sorry, just give me a second. I did find it, and I did have it down here, but I've done like 3 videos today, so I've I had so much stuff out. It's crazy. Okay, here we go. I found it. All right, so I'm going to use a gray blue. This is called Smoke. I don't know if you can see.
Mhm.
This is a Bobbi Brown pencil. You want to use a pencil, or I would say pencil above liquid, that blends, because we're going to blend this. If you get some pencils, if it doesn't blend and if you can't work with it, it's because you need a better quality or a different one. But this one in particular is lovely. It really blends nicely. So I'm going to use this one. It's really soft. You want one with a really soft edge. If you put it on and you're like, ow, it's too hard of a lead, right? Or of a tip. You want to be sure
I've
you get.
never used Bobbi Brown, but I think that might be my problem, is that it's too hard and it's just very difficult to apply.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think these blend really well. MAC is also really good. This is
MAC.
another brand. This is one here called Brown Border. And this type has that really soft edge to it. These blend beautifully, and they're also water repellent. Jane Iredale, if you like clean beauty, comes like this, and it has a little jobby on the top, the little brush, and it's
Is
a
it
gel.
a gel?
So gels are awesome. Gels can blend really well. So don't, they're not liquid, like liquids don't blend, but gels really do.
Never
for
been able to do anything except with a liquid. I
Yeah,
can't.
don't do liquid.
work
Liquids
it
are super hard for older women.
Right.
It's a pain.
What
Okay, so
kind of gel is that? Did you?
it's called Jane Iredale is the brand.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're Jane Iredale gel liners. So most brands make gel, but the Jane Iredale blends, which I love. The MAC gel ones, this is the MAC brand and the same idea, but it doesn't blend. So yeah, that's because I've tried 50 billion different products. Is how
Yeah.
because I'm a bit of a nutcase, right?
I think I'll be able to find Bobbi Brown the easiest.
Yeah. So this one's called Smoke. Now,
Mhm.
do you guys, do you ever heard of the waterline? So waterline is beneath your lashes, underneath, there's like a ledge,
Oh, yeah.
and there's also one down here, but we're going to stick to the above, and I'm going to use this in that waterline. and just kind of put it in here. Now, if you can't do this or if it bothers you, don't worry about it.
That's
But it
inside the
really-
lid, you're saying, Suzanne?
Yep, it's just beneath the lashes.
Oh,
But
Well,
look at
I've never done it that way, but it
I
looks
haven't either.
great.
at that.
Yeah. Wow.
This
I
is
gotta try that.
trick. If you can manage it, like if you can stand it to have it in there, I'm telling you, it's like, look, that's amazing. And all I would need to do is like, I've got a little mascara on, but like I could walk out the door like that, right? And
Right.
all
Yeah.
I've done is a wash of color and in the waterline. So super easy.
I've got to try that
Yeah.
because it's not too thick on your eyelid. It looks natural with your
Yeah.
lashes.
Yeah.
When you put it on top, sometimes it's too much or not
Too
enough.
much, right?
Yeah.
It can be really hard on top. And we're going to walk through that right now is how to do that.
Okay.
But the waterline is just one of my favorite tricks. I love that trick, especially for
I'm
older
gonna
women.
try it.
It's so simple and it makes such a big difference, you
Yeah.
know?
I
then
bet you it's important that you have very clean, fresh makeup to do that, though.
Yeah,
So you
you
don't
do.
get an eye infection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good point.
Totally. All right. So now I'm going to use that same liner and I'm going to do the above. So I'll walk you through how to do this. I've got a whole tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to do eyeliner and how to do this, but I'm going to walk you through just basics. So basically you want to be sure you're not coming from down below when you're trying to do your eyeliner because you're just going to muck it up, right? So you kind of want to come a little bit from above. Now I pull my eye because I can't see. If I'm trying to do this, I cannot see it. People criticize me all the time, like, stop pulling your eye. There's no other way for me to do it. Just eyesight, main thing. So I do pull it a little bit and I start down at the base and I just put it right between the lashes. That's what you're going for. Is right.
How sharp is that point on your pencil?
I have it fairly soft. It's not that sharp because I don't want a sharp line. I want it to be a little bit fuller because I'm going to blend it. So that's why I didn't sharpen it, but you can sharpen yours. So I'm just getting that outer edge, and this does not have to be perfect because we're going to blend it out. Okay. So I'm really blending that. And I'm also going to get in here and do a little bit. Now this edge right here is the hardest one. This is the one that everybody gets, it's like all over the place. So I just work at it very slowly and just keep that line right between your lashes. Don't go too thick on it because the main area you want it thicker is the outer edge. Everything else can be really thin. Again, I can't really see.
I never looked like that.
No, me either.
So see how I did that? So I've
Yeah,
got a thicker line. Just got to check it
The
here.
water line, I never knew about that.
Sorry, I got to look over here to see what I'm doing.
I gotta leave for just a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. I got a thick enough line there. All right. So now I'm going to take a, where is it?
Jenny, were you able to do that?
I'm afraid to. The waterline business, I'm really afraid to.
That's okay.
So,
All right. So now I'm going to take a blender brush. This is a small blending brush. Looks like that. And I'm going to take this line and I'm going to run it over the top. So I'm just going to soften that line down, especially at my outer edge, right? This is where I really want the concentration of that to be for smoky eye. See how I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, you can see it. So I take that line and I'm just going to soften it down. Now the other trick with this is to take a charcoal. Like that looks nice though. Like, see, I could stop now. That's pretty, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to take this as a black. It's actually a charcoal. And I'm going to use my little handy dandy blender brush. It's the same color as my liner. And I'm just going to blend that up a little bit.
When you go to the store to buy that brush, is it called a blender brush?
I don't know what this one's called. It is so loved. The number has worn off. I'd have to get the actual number, but you do want a brush that looks like this.
So it's got an angle. Is that what that is?
Well, this has a slight angle and it's poofy.
Okay.
And it just blends beautifully. And when you want something that's pretty small to get close to your eye like this, because you don't like, I don't want a huge black line, right? I'm trying to get it so that it's a softer, smaller line. So now I'm just, see how I'm just working with that? So I'm getting this outer line to go up. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So let me see. I'm going to go a little bit more on this color. Bring it up in here a little bit. So now we're going to get more and more smoky here. But we start small and then you just work with it to get it to the level that you want.
So
But see,
that corner is you're pulling it up from what you just did, the line.
right. And that's the important thing. I'm not winging it. Like if you watch any young, 20-year-olds, they're doing this wing. But on older women, that's not good. Like we don't want lines going that way. We already have lines going that way. So what I do with older women is I pull, like if you notice, everything is pulled inward.
Yep.
So I want it to pull inward and up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, then I've got my same brush that I did the wash on, and I'm going to grab that same charcoal because that's my kind of base color here. And I'm going in the crease and working with that up. So you've got the darkness all over your lid, but you've got a little bit of light right here. Now for you, Jenny, I don't know how much you need that light bit right there because you've got the double lid. And Linda, I'm not sure with you either. Like some women, you don't even need that lightness right there. I like it because I have small lids. Probably Jean, you're the same as me. Like that's really going to be nice on you and really flattering. So let me just see what I'm doing here. Okay, yeah, so it's taking shape. So I'm just continually working with those colors. And really it's all about layering. So I'm just layering these colors together. So you see how I'm doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So really I've got charcoal all on my lid, really dense, and then I've blended it up with the blue. So it's got kind of a nice blue hue to it, which I think is really pretty. You see that?
Yep.
So it's nice. So I've got more of a smoky look right now. And what we're going to do now is take. All right, I'm going to take a slanted brush like this with the same charcoal, and I'm going to pull it a little bit underneath. Now for all of you guys, you got to be really careful you don't go too crazy with the underneath color, because the more I've seen older women walking around with like a really dark line underneath,
Right.
and it just pulls your face down. Really, the color all needs to be concentrated on top. That's what opens. Like if you look at, that's what's opening my eye up. But I do a little bit right there. And the reason is because that gives me some differentiation, right? So my eye doesn't kind of disappear. I don't do
as far as the iris of the eye, would you say?
About, yeah. And then I take and I blend it down a little bit. So let me get I'll just take a kind of blender brush and run it underneath just so that it's softly blended. You don't want it to stop, right? Like, if it's like a line, it's going to stop. But if it's blended, it's just kind of softly there.
So you're using powder instead of like an eyeliner pencil.
Right. So the pencil I just used on top, I'm not using the pencil underneath because I don't want that line. Like, I really just want it to be soft. And it is, right? I've got makeup on, right? But it's soft.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to actually warm things up a little bit with this. So I'm going to take, and I've got pink on. So I'm going to do a rose, which is this color right here. So I'm sticking with my palette. And I'm going to just put that in the upper crease area. I want to use a different brush. I'm going to use a really thick, big brush on this because I just want it generally to be really soft. And the reason I'm doing this is it just, woo, that went a little bit strong, didn't it? So I just want to have a little bit more of I just want to warm it up because there's a lot of just cool tones in here. I think I put a little bit too much on. I'm trying to take it down a notch.
Don't want to look like you have a black eye.
I know, right? That was maybe my brush was dirty or something. Like, okay, that's good. That kind of took it down. So I've got the smoky eye, but I've got a little bit of rose in there. So it's a little bit nicer, right? Not quite as like.
Can you do this so we can see one eye versus the other? Just, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get the smoky.
Yep.
I think the pink is still a little bit too much, but, and I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter color right here just to bring out that brow bone. Because if you have a nice brow bone, I mean, Jean, you've got a nice brow bone, so do you, Linda. You just want to bring it out.
What I do sometimes is just a light pink wash over the entire area.
Yeah.
And then I work up, it's there, and you got something there already.
Yeah.
But you just put it on the outside, I noticed, the outside of your...
My brow bone? Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, that's the shape you're trying to really bring out is that. You can also, this is a little pro tip here, you can put that same light color. Again, I'm using my fingers because I have a finger thing, just on top of your brow. And that can also help to bring out your brows even more.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Isn't that a nice trick?
And what color are you putting there?
So I'm just using, in my palette, there's this color right here.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
little bit iridescent. Not much though. So now if you like iridescent, I'm a huge fan of iridescent. I think I'll be like 90 years old and I'll have like iridescent shadow on. That's just the way it's gonna be, people. But I recently got this and I'm in love with it. This is by Chantal. I don't know if you're familiar with this brand. It's from the UK. I love Chantal. So this is they're all a little bit iridescent, but they're so pretty. I'm in love with them. I'm like wearing them all the time.
I'll tell you, I don't like them because my eyelids can get really crepey. And
Yes,
when iridescent is on there, man, it's just
right.
a mess.
If
I
you have
don't like
creepy
it at
lids,
all.
you can't wear them. That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to touch this with a little bit of shimmer. So I'm going to add just, I don't know, I'll do a little bit of a shimmer here, right in the middle. If you like shimmer and if you can wear it, that's kind of pretty. Just to pop that lid just a little bit.
Jenny, how's yours turning out? It's hard for us to see.
Good.
Do the one eye, then the other.
Oh, I
No,
did
you
both of
gotta you gotta cover one.
I did both of them. I did both of them, but
Oh, you
can't
did?
really.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Your eyes look
No, I
bigger
can
and more
tell.
blue.
Yeah, they pop.
It
Yeah.
made it pop out. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
No,
awesome.
Did you use a pencil?
No, I use liquid eyeliner. I've never been able to use a pencil because
Right.
I've always been afraid of putting stuff in my eyes. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no
Right.
contacts for you?
Ever since I was in high school, I've been using the liquid eyeliner. So,
That's fine. And you just be sure you put a little bit of eyeshadow over the top just to soften it down. Right. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I use liquid liner, but that's what I do. So.
Right.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, and
really
it didn't
do.
take long at all, I don't think.
I'm surprised. I thought it would take me a lot longer, but I tend to explain a little bit too much. But anyway,
Yeah.
no, I think it's pretty, right? It's really soft. Yeah, it does work. And it isn't, I think if you just stick with a couple colors, you're okay. Like because I'm a makeup artist, like I'm going to use 20 colors because that's what I do. But when I'm forced, like today, it's like, oh, I actually can do it in 3. I think I used 3 colors throughout the whole thing. So
I've got a question.
sure.
I've got what I had before when I was brown-headed. I had black eyeliner, and I haven't bought anything else. So now that I'm grayish white, what kind of eyeliner should I have? What color? Because I've been using black.
Try like a charcoal or a gray, like a blue gray. I think blues, but you have to go with blue gray, not like a blue because it's too much.
Uh-huh.
Go more blue gray. I mean, this is smoke, which is kind of a bit of a gray. Let me draw it on my, that looks too charcoal.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to go more blue gray. So whatever pencil you get or whatever liquid, try to get it in that family. Don't go too dark. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll stick, the color will say blue gray or.
No, you're gonna have to just look at it. I don't know what they're gonna name it. Like these.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll call it
weird things.
pewter.
Pewter. Okay.
Sometimes.
But it might be too dark. Like I think you just kind of gotta, you know what I mean? Like draw on your hand and really look
Right.
at the blue gray hue.
Well,
Yeah.
I've always been told that I have small eyes and I wear glasses all the time. So I have to put on makeup just for you to see my eyes. So, okay, I'll try and look for pewter or blue gray.
Right. Right.
Okay.
You know, if you're in the department store, they always want to show you that. So if you ask them, do you have a good blue gray? They'll be glad to show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like the Clinique's counter, or they're very helpful there.
Yeah.
And that's a good question to ask. So you go to Macy's and there's all these different counters. how do you know which one to go to? Like, how do you pick?
I mean, you kind of just got to go with whatever you feel the most drawn to. I don't think there's a huge difference. I'll be honest with you. I worked for MAC. I've worked for Dior. I've worked for Chanel, for Bobbi Brown for a little while. So I did that whole gamut. And there's not that big of a difference, honestly. Like, it's really all about branding and what you feel like identifies with you the most. I would also try to go look at who they have working there. And if they've got
Yes, that's what I do.
older,
Who looks like I look?
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
there you
Wanna
go.
get somebody
That's
older.
all, honey.
Because God bless these younger girls. I was one of them, but they don't have a clue about older skin and how to
No.
do it. And so you really want somebody who has a clue. Who's not going to take a
Good point.
black lip liner and be like, let's do the latest trend, No.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
find the Clinique counter is usually pretty good
Yeah,
Right.
they're older. You're definitely right.
because the people they have communicate well, and they have a good product, but it's the people. If they can't explain it well, what good is it?
Right.
amen to that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you want to be sure that you don't have a reaction to the products. I think Clinique is really good about that. And most products are like, but I still react to products sometimes. And I don't always know why. I
Well,
bought
see,
a brand recently for a photo shoot that I needed to use. And oh my God, my eyes were like watering like crazy. So you just never know.
well, I don't go to Clinique because I bought some base, some
So,
liquid makeup, and
uh-huh.
it broke me out. So
I do want to make a point about that, actually. Sorry if I interrupted someone there. Is that this look doesn't work if you have dark circles, because it's just dark on dark.
Right.
So I would say really get yourself a good concealer. And I actually did my foundation and concealer
Right.
ahead of time, so we wouldn't be fooling
Mhm.
with that. But the brand I use a lot on myself, and I'd love it for on camera, it's called Amazing Concealer. You actually can't, I don't think you can get this at a at the mall. You may not want to. You might just want to go with what Clinique has or whatever brand.
Right.
But I really love this brand, and it blends and it's beautiful on
Called
camera.
Amazing Concealer.
Called Amazing Concealer. Yeah. And
Sometimes you can find that online if you put
yeah,
that.
you can. They have a website, or they're selling different outlets. I've never seen it in like a Nordstrom or something, but as far as just a phenomenal concealer, I love this. But anyway, and that takes away, I don't have really dark circles, but it definitely cleans them up. And especially through here, because you're putting so much dark, you want to be sure we get really dark right there, is take your concealer and really use your ring finger and tap that in around here and really clean it up around your eye area. And then your eyes will stand out more. That's one big mistake I see is we try these things and we think, why does it look bad? Well, it's because we've got this. So
Right.
we try to clean that up. Yeah.
With your smoky eye, it makes the whites of your eye very apparent.
Yeah.
So it makes your eyes look larger.
Right.
Oh, good. All right.
The contrast between where it's smoky and the whites of your eyes really stand out
Right.
as compared to the other eye.
And another fun thing you can do when you do this look, if you feel like it, is false lashes. I mean, I don't know if you guys can wear those.
Oh man, that's
How do you even put them
advanced
on?
class. That's advanced.
Yeah.
That's what Letitia's for.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have false lashes. I don't wear them like in my day-to-day life because I live in freaking Boulder. Like nobody wears false lashes in Boulder.
No, I'm
If
the
I was
same
in
way.
New York or someplace a bit more kind of
New York
You know.
City.
current, I
Mhm.
would be living in these suckers. But these are really cheap and they're just easy to put on. And I throw them on. Like I threw them on today. I had to do a video. Today I did a video with Sophia Loren's makeup. That was the makeup I was demoing.
Wow.
Holy cow, was that ever difficult? I had black
Was it?
all over me. I'm like, crap. I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, and then with the lashes. So it's a great way to open up your eye. So to have false lashes.
What
Oh my gosh.
good serums and bases would you use to keep the skin moist and plumped up?
The big thing with your eye area, since we're kind of talking about eyes, is you want the number one most important thing you could do is to get a really good serum that you can use around your eyes. Now, most face serums you can use around your eyes. So
Mhm.
you don't need a specific eye serum. Like that's BS, right? When people say, no, you have to have no, you don't. Your skin is the same. You don't need anything particular. You just need something that's safe to use around eyes. And I would say that's where if I wasn't in this industry and I had, you know, my money and I wanted to spend my money specifically on one item, I would say, get yourself a really good serum. Don't skimp on it.
What's in a
And
serum as opposed to other?
like
uh,
moisturizers. So
yeah.
serums are loaded with vitamins. It's like taking a multivitamin for your eye, for your
Oh.
skin, not just your eye, your skin. But a really good multivitamin, not like a crap multivitamin that you get at Costco, right? A really good. And if you use that every day, you only need to use it about once a day, a really good one. They should be loaded with vitamin C. Like the number one ingredient should be vitamin C. And a certain type of vitamin C, which name escapes me. I think it's L-asol.
Biotin.
Well,
Biotin?
biotin, it makes your hair grow. That's a B vitamin. But the C is like taking C internally and taking C externally with your skincare it is the number one thing. So I take so many vitamins C. I take I think it's 1,000 milligrams. I take 2,000, so 2,000 for, I take 5,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C vitamins. That's a lot. But I'm telling you, it's like, it makes such a difference. And then in my, the serum I use on my skin, my favorite serum is called Truth Treatments.
What's it called?
It's called Truth Treatments. You can't get it.
Truth treatments.
Truth
Okay.
You can't get this at a store. This is only online. But it's loaded with vitamin C. And this one has called transdermal C serum. This is my ultimate all-time favorite. It's $200.
Whoa.
I know. But it's fabulous, right? So I would also say if you're going to go in, Bobbi Brown, that line makes some really good serums. I'm spacing out on what they're called. It's been a while since I worked for them, but you could ask and then use that over your eye as well. And actually, before I did this video, I put some of this, just like one drop, and I went like this, and I went all around my eye area because I want
Would
my
you
eyes.
recommend that you do that maybe a half an hour before you put your makeup on?
You can do it 5 minutes before you put your makeup on.
Okay. All right.
It
So,
should soak right in. If it doesn't soak in, it's a bad product.
okay.
So yeah, but that makes you, the other thing you can do is taking oils in your diet helps with crepey skin. So omega-369 oils. And I take a ton of that. I take whatever they say on the bottle, I double, because as older women, we need way more oils than younger women do. Right. Because we're so much more depleted. I take so many oils, you guys would die. You'd be like, oh my God, why are you not floating away? But I wake up in the morning and I literally go like this and I have a handful of oil. That's how much oil, not today, not right now, right? Because I powdered it, but that's how much oils I have in my skin because of all of that. So that's where all that crepiness is going to really go down. I did a video. I mean, I keep referring you to videos, but I did a video, an interview with a guy named Ben Fuchs, who's a cosmetic chemist and pharmacist, on what to do about crepey lids. And he spells it out, and it's an internal like diet and also a little bit external, but crepey is more of an internal thing. It's more of an oil issue. So.
Okay.
So hope that's helpful. And I did another video on what to do about them, like externally, as far as your makeup and that sort of thing. So you have to just Google it in YouTube. Look me up in YouTube and Google me.
What is the guy's name again?
My YouTube channel is called The Beauty Shaman. So put in The Beauty Shaman, I'll pop up, and then hit subscribe, because that helps me if you subscribe, to keep making content. And then when you're in my page, then put in crepey lids, and then that'll show up the videos that I've made.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I've done a couple on crepey lids. In fact, I'm going to do another one coming up. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to interview the same guy on a bunch of stuff. So yeah, he's great, super knowledgeable. So I love interviewing him. So
Right.
That's great. I'm definitely going to look it up.
yeah, good.
Oh, we're all beautiful, and I can go.
Know,
to
right? Well, I've got half my face.
I can go to New Orleans next week, so I'm ready to go. I'm beautiful.
Oh, you're ready.
Yes, you are. Well,
Yeah.
Suzanne, this was awesome. This was so helpful. And if I weren't in, someplace where I didn't bring my makeup, I would have done it as well. But now I know what to go out and buy and how to do it. And so I thought this was fantastic. So
It really looks great on you.
thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Very
Thank you. So on behalf of,
Go ahead.
I
I'd love to hear how you guys do, like if you try it and how it looks. So
yeah.
Can I ask you a question about something else just real quick?
Well, Jean, just give me one quick second. I'm just going to close it out real quick, and then we'll go ahead and ask Suzanne questions. So on behalf of Single Life Today, we want to thank you, Suzanne Blons, the Beauty Shaman, for joining us. You can go to her website, is it thebeautyshaman.com?
Yep.
And then also subscribe to her YouTube channel to learn about all these great, not only just about eyes, but any type of makeup. So again, want to thank you so much for joining us. And we will continue with questions in a moment. So.